doing the DHG Industries. We will not be having Jack with us tonight, as far as I know. He's doing this Halloween D&D thing where they have to collect candy corns to get certain items. I don't know, but he's going to be doing that every day for the next week or month. I think it's every day for the next month, except for weekends. So here I am. Anyway, so Assassin's Creed Odyssey. My impressions so far are that it's really, really good. I don't understand. I've played, admittedly, I haven't played the entire title, entire IP, from the very beginning. I did play a little bit of the first one. Found the game mechanics, the actual gameplay, jumping and climbing and stuff to be massively frustrating, and so I quit. But I did come back in during, I believe it's Syndicate with Jacob and Evie Fry, and have played every single one since. I played Origins when I brought it from the library. I have not beaten forgive me, Origins. But since this is set in ancient Greece, even though I haven't beaten Origins, I decided to buy this on launch day. And in fact, I pre-ordered it the day before launch, and have been loving the hell out of it ever since. So, I really, really like it. A lot of people aren't as sure about where it fits in the timeline for Assassin's Creed. A lot of people are really pissed off that we're not playing, well-known bloodline assassins and all that shit, with the hooded robes and the hidden knife and all that. And Jack and I have had conversations about this where I point out that assassin is a word. It's not a title necessarily. It's a word used for a certain type of person. So assassins, by definition, are people who are paid or have some kind of political motivation or whatever to murder somebody using stealth or secrecy. Not necessarily stealth, but they have this kind of motivation to kill a specific person for a specific reason. In this game, it's the cultist right here, and you're trying to. People seem to forget that different words or different standards were different during different eras. So mercenaries were paid warriors, but they were also paid to assassinate people. They were paid to intimidate. They were paid to find things. It doesn't matter. They were basically the jack of all trades when it came to needs of the people and all that. It's just like in Origins, the Pharaoh's bodyguards, and in this case, I believe, if I remember the storyline correctly, because like I said, I didn't beat it. The main character was basically like a local town sheriff that the Pharaoh could call to his side at any time to be his bodyguard or to do whatever the Pharaoh wanted. So he could be an assassin, he could be intimidation, he could be protection. It didn't matter. He did everything. Anything that the Pharaoh wanted, any job that was supposed to happen. So, just because the organization in the original, few games was called the Assassin Brotherhood, doesn't mean that they don't do more than that. It also doesn't mean that every member of their order is an assassin. I've seen a few of the modern day things in this one where we're playing as Lila, and she's a researcher, and she is part of the Assassin's Brotherhood, and so is the rest of her cell. In fact, the only one of them that is a full-blown fighter is the guy that's basically guarding where they are, and he's ex-Yakuza, from Japan, and he's having issues. But If you read all of the stuff on her computer and everything, he's got psychological issues from another mission that they just came back from in Australia. But like, this is an Assassin's Creed game. It ties into the Assassin's Creed franchise. It has everything that you would need. The only difference is that you're not playing against Templars. You're not playing against things that were established, you know, things that were named or established as canon or as, you know, the uniform or the code or whatever until well after Origins and Odyssey were created, you know, in the timeline. So, but they're still tracking down pieces of Eden. In fact, that's the whole reason why you're here. And I don't know if anybody has pointed this out. The gist of it so far is that Leonidas' bloodline is descended from the first civilization. So, basic, you know, because the lore is that they were descendants of Hercules, you know, or Heracles, depends on how you want to pronounce it. So, they are an established Izu bloodline generation, you know, generational, you know, ancestry from the Izu. That's why they can work the pieces of Eden. That's why certain things are special with them that the cultists or whatever can't do. And my theory is that with this new brand of game where they're exploring more of the history and the lore to the franchise, is that they're trying to get people to understand that the reason why the Templar Order, or, you know, the people who want total subjugation and control and order to the world, and the people that are you know team free will, to take that phrase from Supernatural, they have special bloodlines. They have special people that have moved through the ages that can use the pieces of Eden the way that they were meant to, and they're being used by both organizations. The difference between the two is that, for the most part, from what I've seen, now take in mind that I have not played every single game, okay? But from what I've seen and from what I've heard, the Templars, or, you know, Team Order, they will use, lie, steal, kill, whatever they need to do to control these people. Okay, and the storyline for this is a good example with what they're doing in here. I don't want to give too many spoilers. Well, Team Free Will, or the Assassin's Brotherhood, or whatever you want to call it, they don't lie to them. For the most part, like I said, there's times where both sides have done something really bad or really wrong, that is like totally the opposite of what they would normally do. But Team Free Will, for the most part, lets these people know what they are to the organization, you know, the whole 9 yards. So, like, it's, to me, Origins teaches us where the Brotherhood was founded, who was the very first person to stand up against the Team Order for Team Free Will, no matter what the motivations were. Okay, this is how it started. Odyssey is the continuing lore expansion. This is more about the Izu. We're learning more about the bloodlines, because I'll show you guys the cultists thing again. Okay, these people over here are called worshippers of the bloodline. Okay, the red ones are the ones I've killed already. But that's the whole thing. This specific game in the series, while you may not recognize, you'll probably recognize all the Greek history stuff if you're a history buff or a Greek myth buff like me. But this is about explaining what the bloodlines mean, expanding more on the Izu and their influences on the world. um, and stuff like that. And that's why I don't get why people are so pissed. It's because you may not be dressed in the hooded robes with the hidden blade and everything like that, but damn it, this was set hundreds of years before all that stuff was established as the uniform and way of doing things. And y'all seem to forget the reason why they're called the Assassins Order and the Templars is not because they're assassins. Okay, it's because of the time period that they were officially formed in. Okay, Templars were not around until the Middle Ages with Christianity. Okay, that's the plain ass truth. And so before Templars, there were other people, other cults, other orders, and things that were trying to take control and take away free will. And so that's what you're fighting against is, and why they're learning about the different bloodlines and stuff is because that's what it is. Oh, my controller's dying. Anyway, I have another one on charge right now. It's fully charged. I just haven't used it yet. But yeah, that's what this is all about. And all those people, hemming and hawing and whining. Do you really want to play the same thing for frickin' ever? If they don't make the games innovative, if they don't make the games different, if they don't draw new people into the franchise will die. And then we won't have any more Assassin's Creed. And I hate that. I did not hit the right stick. Supposedly, this is only supposed to flip around when you hit the right stick, but it doesn't do that. Ow. There's no way he should have been able to hit me, but whatever. Sometimes the hitboxes in this are just strange. Alright. Location finished. This is where I was actually going. I don't if it was, yay! Right now I'm just mainly walking around just doing all the little question mark areas. I'm sporting Sparta in this, so I'm trying not to kill anything, because the way this works is that if you're in an area that's controlled by, in this case, Sparta, then if you kill any soldiers, or if you destroy any if you destroy any of the supply caches or anything like that, then you're weakening their position. And so I've discovered that one of the things that you should probably get fairly soon in your abilities is the paralyzing arrows, because then you don't have to worry about killing anybody. It doesn't affect their as far as I can tell, it doesn't affect the power of either the Spartans or the Athenians, depending on who you're supporting. at all. So you can tell here that I've really focused on warrior and a little bit on assassin, because that was, you know, until I ran into this thing where I started exploring more, it was what I needed the most. And now that I'm exploring more areas, I'm having to be more careful about what I do and what I, who I kill. So I've, obviously I've been um, through most of Europe and Skyros. I've started doing Malice, but then I, changed areas. I went to Focus. Oh God, I'm gonna have to go there again. This is something that I've discovered that's mildly annoying to me. You fight and you fight, you fight to bring down the control of, in this case, the Athenians in an area, and then you fight this epic battle that comes up right over here. And you choose what side you want to fight on. You can either choose the Spartans or the Athenians, and then that person's got control of the area. This used to be in Spartan control. Over time, the control weakens. In fact, this used to be Spartan as well. I'm very irritated now. Over time, the control weakens for some reason, and it flips, and then you have to go back and flip it back if you want to. What's really annoying is I've killed the cultist that was in this area, and I killed the cultist that was in this area, and they still flipped. I thought for sure that once I got rid of the cultist that was in the area, that the control wouldn't flip. Goddamn. Anyway, we start in this area over here, which is completely neutral. I'm not sure why, just nobody wants it, I guess. but yeah, it's just freaking annoying. Because now once I'm done with Europa, or Eubea or whatever, I'm gonna have to go back over to Focus and redo all the work to take control of the area again for Sparta, and then I'm gonna have to do it for Megaris again. Damn it! I don't know why I don't know how to stop it from doing it. That's the thing, is they don't tell you. And what's fucked up is that Sparta won the Peloponnesian War. Alright? So... anyway, it's a thing. I'll handle it. You'll see a lot of people online complaining about how they run out of resources quickly. But as long as you run around on foot, fairly often, especially in the smaller islands, and you don't follow the road, you find plenty of resources. You also can dismantle weapons and armor for resources as well, which I do with the commons. I sell the rest of them when I most of the time to keep my my drachma level up, because I'm in the process of leveling up my ship. So I've gotta save up a lot, and I gotta find more tablets apparently. But yeah, because I'll be able to do this one once I saved up the drachma and the skins and the metal for it, which I'm not super far off from that. Well, the money, yeah, I'm only got about half of it, but then I'll have to wait to upgrade most anything else because I'll only have one tablet left. That's okay. Upgrading your armor and weapons, I would hold off on that for the most part until you at least run into the Wolf of Sparta, because then you'll get, right now I'm working on getting the challenges done for the different weapons. I like swords. You'll get this epic sword right there, and you'll also get a helmet, which I'm technically wearing. And I've got somebody on the phone. Hold on a second.
Been terrorizing the local wildlife?